the way that Nia and Danny both collectively handle all of this scrutiny is beautiful.
Yeah. They're just like
they're handling it very well. I would not be so eloquent. Like, I'd be fucking pissed.
Okay, the first thing I want is for Jason to define what a problem with alcohol means. Like, correct. Define that.
To say that everybody on this stage has a problem with alcohol is very terrible, very triggering for people, a huge statement, like wrong on so many levels.
But what does he mean? Like, I would argue that, sure, like, society in general has a problem with alcohol.
Sure, but the way that he's saying it in the context that he's saying, it's inappropriate.
Okay, but you know what else?
What?
Listen to this. So if you're saying that everybody on the stage has a problem with alcohol, why are you literally only gunning for Danny?
Correct.
If everybody has a problem with alcohol.
And how come you're, like, up Jax's butt?
Exactly.
Like, oh, you can go and drive Jax to his fake rehab and totally be fine with him FaceTiming Brittany, being so mean, being so rude, shit-talking Danny, but then you're not okay with Danny because he took one swig of tequila in a closed door.
So Danny's a clown. Jax is what?
Your friend?
Never once does he talk negatively about Jax's behavior.
Ever. Or
things that Jax has done.
Yeah.
But Danny's one thing that happened like 2 years ago, they will not let it go. What about all the things that Jax has done?
Correct.
Like, anybody.
Totally.
Any mistake that anybody has made.
Totally. No,
it drives me nuts.
Yeah, it's really annoying.
Yeah. Jason and the ring debacle.
Oh, my God.
I was like, it was neat that they brought this up because they were like pointing out the fact that Kristen said something, or was it Jasmine? I think it was Jasmine. Or Kristen was saying that Jasmine said something.
It was Kristen that said it, but it came from Jasmine,
But then they were like, you two were the ones that wouldn't let it go.
Correct.
And literally made it a massive storyline in the entire season.
When Kristen was like, literally not one person ever brought it up except you.
Yes.
I was like, true.
Yeah.
Literally true.
But
this goes back to the whole thing of like, you wanted a storyline.
Yeah. Well,
you got what you wanted. You wanted to be the center of attention in whatever way that could be.
And it was interesting that Kristen kept referring to how Janet used to be before the show started filming versus now. She's like, you're a completely different person, which I can see that happening to some people.
Definitely.
Especially people that want to be
in the spotlight,
like long-term on a show. I also found it interesting that they kind of broke the fourth wall. Like, I feel like these shows start like a first season and they want us to think that this is a group of friends that has been friends for a long time, that like know each other really well. But they basically said like Nia and Danny had only hung out with Jason and Janet a couple times before they started filming, and the only reason that they hung out was to get to know each other before they started filming, which is also kinda very crazy. Interesting. Yeah.
Like, this is going to be your cast, so, like, buckle up.
Yeah. And, like, obviously they have connections with other people, but they just weren't like super close.
Yes.
So I thought that was interesting. When Luke, when Kristen goes to talk and Luke's like, shh, wait your turn.
Yeah. And then Kristen was like, stop shushing me. And I was like, oh, shit. But then, like, later on when they're talking about Luke and Kristen's relationship, and she's, like, almost crying, being like, he just knows how to handle me. I'm like, yeah, we just saw it.
I know. And then I was like, what does Luke do for work?
Fish.
What does he do?
Reality TV. I don't know.
Because, like,
I don't know.
They never brought that up. Like, Jason's a lawyer.
That's a good question.
Danny, like, we know what Danny has done and what he does.
That's a good question.
Luke, the Valley occupation.
Never really thought of that.
Because then they were talking about the engagement ring, and I was like,
Yeah, and they said it was like 4 carats, but I remember him paying like...
Interesting.
What?
Wait till you hear this.
Oh, no.
Luke Broderick, known for his appearance on Bravo's The Valley, has a variety of ventures, including, so he co-hosts the podcast with Kristen, and he owns a weed farm and land with friends. He also co-owns 70 acres of land that farms CBD.
Interesting. Look at all these weed reality TV people.
Look at, he's like a freaking weed mogul.
He's a farmer.
That is insane. He also plans to host music festivals on the 70 acres.
On the 70-acre weed farm.
Insane.
That's crazy.
Okay, so there you go.
Wow. I didn't like when Jason says that Janet's a scapegoat for everyone and that Kristen manipulated everyone into like not liking Janet. I'm like, Janet has done this to herself.
Also, she's not likable. Like, just watch the show.
People have tried to like her. People have given her a pass. People have tried to really be like, okay, let's move forward. There's been apologies. There's been reconciliation. And immediately she turns around and does it again. And it's like, that's not a scapegoat. They're not asking her to be the problem. She is the problem.
Like, is Brittany too nice?
Yes.
I think Brittany might have that, like, too nice
Correct.
issue.
Look at her. How long did she stay with Jax for?
Yeah, she
sees the good in everybody. And it's a beautiful thing. I don't think it's a bad characteristic. But when it comes to Janet, it's fucking with Brittany's other relationships because everybody else is seeing Janet be mean. And Brittany's just like, oh, it's okay. Like, it's not okay.
Mm-hmm.
And Jason's wrong. I'm sorry in this situation.
And because, like, if what people are speculating about Janet being a fan and wanting to be on the show, if that's true, I could see where she would be setting her sights on Brittany and trying to maintain that friendship.
Yeah.
Like, above and beyond everybody else because Brittany is, like
an OG.
The star.
Yes. It makes sense.
Yeah.
Do we actually think that Jax does not watch the show?
I can't imagine that.
Of course
because
he
of
watches
his
the
personality.
Show. He's obsessed with himself.
But he was like, the way he was speaking made it sound like he has not seen it.
That would be fucking crazy to me, especially considering he has a burner account to go and hype himself up. Like, he is searching his name in every avenue.
I kind of want a burner account. How fun would that be?
No, 0% chance I could ever. I can't even handle my own account.
I know, I have too many.
No chance. No chance in hell.
I have way too many. I would start like
crazy.
Accidentally posting on my burner. 100%.
100% sharing it. Like,
yeah.
But it is crazy to me that he like tries to play dumb.
Maybe, well, I mean, if you don't want to be confronted or like acknowledge or talk about something,
like,
then
bro, we all
just
know.
say that you didn't watch it. Like, oh, I don't know what you guys are talking about.
No, about the burner account.
Oh, no, he admitted it.
Yeah, but first he doesn't.
Yeah,
first he's like, I don't know what you're talking about.
I haven't used that in so long.
Oh, yeah, like my burner account. Like, bro, we saw that you just were using it.
Yeah. And then, he just doesn't say anything. But Zach and Jax being close before, that's crazy to me.
But it tracks because if him and Britt were so close,
Yeah.
like if you think about the good days, quote good, when they were together, like it does make sense. Like I could see that, like, you know.
Yeah, I know.
But it is kind of crazy when Jax is confronted about saying that it's his show. Is there any validity in this statement? Like,
he was the one that met with producers and was doing all the background to get the show started.
Yeah. So I think he takes more credit than he should. And it's like a big statement to say, like, this is my show, especially like when Andy's just.
Yeah, it's not, you're not executive producer.
No.
Like, you're not the creator of the show.
Yes.
But he was the one that was involved in getting it started.
Yeah.
Because, like, obviously they needed people to draw audiences to the show.
For sure.
And who were those people? Kristen, Jax, Brittany, like the people that we already know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So wild.
eBay, when he was talking about selling things on eBay. Okay, so this is funny. I really am trying to get a hold of the kettlebell jelly cat.
Oh,
because I want to put it
at the gym.
At the gym, like on display. And there's one on eBay, and I was asking Greg, I was like, do people still use eBay? Like, is that a safe thing to use? And he was like, yeah, I think so. Like, I've just never.
Jax Taylor uses it.
I've never used it. And then I thought it was like kind of like an old thing that people didn't use anymore. But then Jax was like, yeah, I sell stuff on eBay. I was like,
he was selling Brittany's like Jenny Craig bags and shit. It's crazy.
Well,
so maybe you gotta buy that on eBay.
What are you gonna do? I'm going to, and I'm going to put it up in the gym. And if someone takes it, no, there should be like a security glass box around it just in case. And then when we go to do kettlebell swings, I'm gonna grab the jelly cat.
I'll take videos. I want to talk a little bit about how Janet uses the term sexual assault.
I love that Andy called her out on that.
Yes.
He was like, you know what you were doing.
Yes. And then
Yes.
she go like the thing is she can't even just regress and be like, correct, you know what, like it is a little harsh for me to say that, it is like the dictionary term, whatever, blah blah blah, but like she doesn't take any accountability. And then she goes so far to be like, okay, what do you want me to say, molested instead? Girlfriend.
How do you refer to Jax's behaviors? Why aren't you using legal terms?
Correct.
Yeah.
And like that's the craziest part, is that like then when they say that, they just totally disregard, because someone does bring that up. Someone relates it to like, well, you didn't say that to this person. I forget who it was.
Mm-hmm.
And they're like, oh, well, whatever. Like, we're talking about this. And it's like, no, if you're going to uphold that standard, then uphold that in everything that you're doing, because this is not fair only for Danny.
Yeah. And okay, so when people confront her about that and she's like, well, what? Like, that is what he did. Like, he did that. Okay, yes, he did. But you're on a TV show. So you know what you're doing. By bringing this
Correct.
up when there's cameras there, it's going to be, put out all over the world. So you're not trying to hold him accountable for what he did.
No.
You are trying to get him canceled.
You want
and
him to look bad.
Absolutely destroyed.
Like, how can I fuck up these people's lives? This is what I'm going to do.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know? And it's actually so damaging. And when Nia says, like, the way that you're saying this, like, think about what you're saying. And she actually is saying those things like put yourself in my shoes, think about the words and the weight that they carry. When
it's like people like the Jason and the ring thing.
Yes.
Like, let's say he didn't have his ring on, it's like people being like, oh my god, like he's cheating.
Yeah.
Well, that's what it implies.
Yeah.
Like like, so you're making like these big statements about people.
Mm-hmm. This is what they related it to. They said that Danny called somebody a whore.
I have this fucking written down because I was so angry.
And I was like, okay, if you're actually relating it to the same, like, number one, he didn't say whore. So now you're doing the exact same thing.
Listen.
Oh, it enraged me.
Janet goes, this is like ingrained in my brain. Janet
so
goes,
mad.
Danny called Michelle a whore. And Danny's like, what?
He does that face again. The like,
what are you talking about? Like,
yeah.
He said, I heard a rumor that Michelle was sleeping with a billionaire for money or something like that. He repeated what someone said.
What he
I
heard.
heard a rumor. He didn't say, Michelle's a whore. And then Jason goes, oh, what? We can't paraphrase? Oh, my God. Okay, lawyer.
Yes. And so,
I was
like,
angry.
oh, you're paraphrasing is now saying, like, well, it's sexual assault.
Yeah.
Like, it's the exact same thing, okay,
Yeah.
people? And you can't even see that. Like, that's why it's so crazy. Like, you don't care about Jasmine. You don't care. Like, your argument is not coming from a good place. Your argument is because you want Danny to look bad.
Mm-hmm.
That's it.
Mm-hmm. And I don't know why.
It's mean. They're like the nicest couple.
I know. When Brittany said Jax should not own a bar, I was like,
correct.
Facts.
Like, duh.
Yeah. Bad news.
Duh.
For if you have issues with all of the things that he has issues with, like, it's just not a good environment to be in.
And when you say, like, Jax was really open about, like, yeah, I was on blow that whole time. Like, every time I was bartending, look at my eyes. And you look back to, like, the Sir days when he's like this in every fucking picture or a scene. Like, that's the industry that you're in. So now you're going to open up your own, not have any of the rules in place.
Like, open up I don't know, like an othership kind of deal.
Jeez Louise.
Saunas,
like, it's the worst
and
idea.
cold plunges, little gym.
Good thing he's not involved anymore, I guess.
Andy basically, like, gentle parenting Jesse when they were talking about his girlfriend showing up at that, was it the Zen party one? Okay, so they had wrapped filming for the most part.
Mm-hmm.
But remember, like, when you're going into these
you're never wrapped.
situations, you're never wrapped. And it also made me think of Shannon walking into but anyways. Like, cameras are on.
And they'll do that. Like, sometimes at the end of a thing, they'll be like, season was over, but cameras kept running. Or, like, microphones are still on. And then they have a whole other episode.
Of course. Or you just hear the audio from the microphones. Like,
it's like Vanderpump Rules.
If you don't want to be on camera and you don't want to be a part of this show, like, get the fuck out.
Yeah, like, this is your job.
Yeah. So anyways, Andy calling out, because I guess she was first of all, I'm shocked if that was the case that she showed up at that Zen party and then Michelle and her started screaming at each other. Where's the footage?
Straight up.
Where do I find this?
Straight
like,
up.
where
and
is
why
it?
would they not show that?
Exactly. So unless the cameras legit weren't rolling at that moment in time.
But they've never done that.
But or maybe she wouldn't sign the papers to be a part. But then I feel like, wouldn't they blur it? Or can they even not do that, maybe?
I think they can. Because I think usually they'll have signs like, by entering this place, you are noting that you're being whatever recorded.
Yeah. So, anyways, I would love to have seen that. Correct. Not to be like a nosy Nelly.
Oh, we are nosy Nellies for sure.
I always think to myself, like, Ray, it's none of your business, but isn't it?
We're invested.
So that's crazy. But then Andy being like, if she doesn't want to be a part of the show, like, that's what you do.
Yeah.
Like, it's like someone that's against, I don't know, like, environmental things, and then you're married to someone that like runs an airline company or like an F1 team.
Well, like how is that ever gonna work? It's kind of like Lindsay Hubbard. Like, her baby daddy didn't want to be in anything, but like they didn't work out because like your whole life is your entire job, work, life, everything is public. Like, you kind of can't have like yeah, you can be a little more private. You don't have to be in but like you're at some point gonna be in something.
Yeah. And I think that was because remember before, I don't know, I think was it season 1 or this season where she was threatening to sue because they were talking about her on the show?
Yeah, that was so fucking dumb.
Like,
welcome to the world. Don't date him.
Go date somebody else then.
Yeah.
Anyways, Andy like set him straight, and it's like he got yelled at by like an adult.
Dad.
Who was like,
I love when Andy like really puts people in their place.
I know. Yeah, and then my last note was just like Jax and Brittany, where are they now? Like, how's it going right now? Like, I would like to know a current update.
Well, Brittany's on Special Forces. So like that's kind of cool.
I know, but I mean like their relationship, like the co-parenting. Like, what's the deal?
Yeah,
I would like to know all